This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Good morning, friends. In this Business Intelligence Master Program, today our 25th session. In this session, we are going to see how to copy incremental files. Incremental files means what it means is, let's say you have, as of today, in a folder, I have a folder called Cloud Pandit in blob storage. In that Cloud Pandit folder, I have 100 files. These 100 files I have already copied into my destination. Destination can be anything. So these 100 files I already copied into my destination. Now what I am trying to do, I'm trying to identify the files which is going to come from now. Meaning, if at all one file added, that file I should able to identify. Once I identified, then I need to load it into my destination. You understood? I have a Cloud Pandit folder. In Cloud Pandit folder, as of now, I have 100 files. These 100 files I have loaded into my destination. Now I need to identify whatever files is coming newly. Okay, it can be a completely new file. It can be the existing file with a update. Okay, it can be the existing file with update. There are two cases. One is it can be a completely new file. It can be the existing file which is updated. That's why you see incrementally copy new. Incremental, we are going to copy new, meaning 100 files I'm not going to copy. Only the new files I'm going to copy. Whatever is coming from now, I'm going to identify those and I will load it. That is called incremental copy that we have discussed yesterday. But in this incremental, we have two things. It can be completely new, it can be updated. So those two files I want to copy. So that's why incremental file copy. What we are trying to copy is if the file is new or if the file is changed or updated. Okay, if the file is updated file or if the completely file is new, in these two cases I need to load it into my destination based on last modified date. Here we will not have something called id and all those things, because it's not a table to maintain ids and all. So you can only do it, this file incremental file copies, by using the date. Okay, yesterday we have seen how you can copy the tables incremental by using date time. Day before yesterday we have seen how you can copy the data from table by using id column, id delta column. But whenever you are copying the files, you need to go with the modified date. So example, as of yesterday we have 100 files. Now what happens, we have one more file which is came today morning at 7 o'clock. Then you will have a last updated or last modified date equal to 2020 11 24 07 10, because 7 o'clock 10 minutes, at that time this particular file is loaded. This particular file is loaded into that particular folder. That's why that is the last modified date. So based on that, you are going to identify which file came into your blob storage. Okay, today these are very important real-time scenarios that you are going to come across very carefully. You need to understand, friends. Okay, now let me go on to the next slide. We will learn today scenarios, data flow. Okay, data flow for this particular lab, then estimations, prerequisite and required resources. These all things you know. With respect to demo, we will see create storage account. Okay, uploading files into the storage account. How you can create Azure Data Factory to create linked service for blob storage using integration runtime, and create multiple data sets, create pipeline, debug pipeline, run pipeline, monitor pipeline. All these things are the common things that we are going to discuss. Let's go to the scenario. The scenario is how to copy multiple files from blob to blob incrementally. We are going to see how to copy multiple files from blob to blob incrementally. So you can have a two blob storages, or you can copy into a same blob storage. That is up to you. Just only thing that is going to change the linked service. Okay. Next, how to maintain last processed value. So this is also very important. So you need to understand how to maintain last processed value. Where we have maintained last processed value in yesterday session and day before yesterday session. In metadata table, don't forget. Okay. Next, in this particular session, we are going to use lookup activity for each activity, set variable activity. This is the new activity that we are going to use today. Then copy activity, stored procedure activity. So we are going to use this set variable activity today, and this is the key role in this particular today's session. This is the key role. Set variable is the key activity that is going to act in our pipeline. Remember, it is very, very important. So most of our discussion is also on set variable activity today. Okay? So incremental file load, how you can do, you see lookup activity will have, this lookup will read the metadata table. From this metadata table, if I read, I will have all this data. Okay, see, these are the source containers. This is in the 10 minutes load. So this particular table is a every 10 minutes load. Okay, this table is a every 20 minutes load. Remember, this table is every 30 minutes load. This table is every 40 minutes load, something like that. You just remember, it's a 10, 20, 30, 40. DURA means duration. Okay, LPV means, you know, right, last processed value, till what date we have processed already. See, these two files I have copied up to October 10. These two files I already copied up to October 20. Okay, the destination customer data, I need to load it into the C data container. EMP container files, I need to load it into the E data container. Sales files, I need to load it into the sales data container. Something like that. I'm going to take all of those things. Okay, now these 4 items I will pass it to the for each activity. Okay, activity of lookup dot output dot value item equal to 4. Now you know. Now the important thing that you need to understand is, carefully listen friends, because if you're not able to understand this, so entire thing is going to be a confusion. Okay, I will give you very simple example. Here you need to remember two cases. Whenever you are trying to fetch the incremental data, you need to think two cases. One is here last processed value, right? So I'm telling the duration as well. Last processed value, just take, don't consider in this table, just consider today date. What is today date? 2020 11 24. What is current time? 07 14 or 15 minutes and 0 seconds. Let's imagine simply something like that. Okay, today date is 2020 11 24. Time is 07 15 minutes. 7:15 I'm taking. Consider this particular time. Okay, that is the last processed date, meaning till that particular time, whatever files you have copied. You are creating a some metadata table. In that table you are going to put that. Okay, again I'm repeating the date because it is important. So 2020 11 24 today date and the time is 7:15. Okay, as of now I have copied the files. Okay, fine. Okay, this is called a my lower bound value. Lower bound value means it will tell you the between the lower bound and upper bound I need to fetch the values. What it means, example, let me give you example in terms of numbers. It will be easy for you. Or let's go with the date only. Okay, let's say now I have files I have copied up to today date till 7:15. Now what I'm going to do, duration, let's imagine 24 hours I'm giving. Duration, let's imagine, don't consider that table, just imagine duration I'm giving 24 hours. What it means is you need to add these 24 hours to the last processed value. Can somebody tell me, if I add 24 hours to last processed value which we have discussed now, what is my final date and time?
It will be tomorrow days.
What is that tomorrow? Tell me tomorrow.
20, 20 11 25th.
7:15. Again, very
7:15.
important. Please. Okay, fine. Now you understood. Here my lower bound is going to be 2020 11 24 7:15. This is called a lower bound. Upper bound is nothing but 2020. Please be in mute. 2020 11 25 7:15. I hope everybody understood this. Okay, I hope everybody understood. Okay, everybody understood, friends? Right. So if you have
Sir,
any,
sorry, sir.
yeah.
Where can we define that inbound and onbound values?
See, that definition I will tell you. First, you understand what is lower bound, upper bound. I have not
Okay,
finished
sir.
the session.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
See, 24 07 15 00. This is what, this is my lower bound value. Lower bound value. Okay. Now, if I add 24 hours to this, If I add 24 hours to this, what will happen? 20, 20, 11, 25, 07, 15, 00 minutes. This is going to be my upper bound value. Okay. Now what happens is I'm going to take the files between 20, 20, 11, 24 this time and 20, 20, 11, 25 this time. Between these two timings, whatever files I have, I am going to load it into my destination. Then I need to update my last processed value is what? Please tell me. What I need to update my last processed value till what time, date and time we have loaded the files.
20, 20, 11, 25.
Everybody agree with this, friends? Everybody agree with this? Paramesh, Venkat sir, everybody please confirm. Ratnaraj, Pavan, Shishmita, Sudhir Reddy, Avinash, Ram, Chaitanya. See,
Yeah, agree.
yeah. See, one thing you need to note down here, because in real time, if you are going to update this, then what happens? You are going to miss some of the files. The reason is current time is 7:15. At 7:15, last processed value. That is correct. Up to that particular time, you have processed. Now you are trying to fetch 24 hours data, but what is current date and time? Current date and time is only 7:19. Okay, here you have some confusion, so that's why I'm saying don't confuse it. Now the time is 7:90. So now what you are trying to do, as you have added 24 hours to this particular lower bound, last processed value is a lower bound, remember. Now ultimately what we need to do, we need to calculate the upper bound value. So now if you're trying to consider 24 hours, what it is doing, it is going to the next day. When it is going to the next day, you should not take your upper bound to the tomorrow date. If the date is going beyond current date and time, then you need to consider upper bound is current date and time. Understood? If when you added 24 hours to this last processed value, it is going beyond current date and time, meaning it is going to the tomorrow date and time, then in this particular case you need to consider upper bound is current date and time. Understood? The reason is very simple, because if you update at 11:25, 7:15, I already processed. What happens is current time is 7:20. So at 7:25, you might have you got some more some files, right? So those files you will not get it in next one, because you already updated saying that last processed values at 7:15. 11:25, 7:15. Tomorrow date you have given. After 1 hour, if the file comes, you will not be able to pick. That's why you need to be very careful whenever you calculated upper bound value. Okay, meaning for the lower bound. Lower bound is nothing but a last processed value which you have in the table. Just imagine in the table I have this particular lower bound value. To that lower bound value, if I add 24 hours, it will become this particular tomorrow date. When it is going beyond current date and time, if it is greater than current date and time, then I need to take the current date. Okay, there is another scenario. Another scenario is last processed value is 11:22. Even if you add 24 hours to this, it will become a 23. This is a past date. There is no issue. You can just go and update. You just put this is your lower bound, this is your upper bound. Between these two timings, whatever files you have received into your container, fetch all those files and load it into your destination. This is clear or not? Because if you're not able to clear this, that's all for today, because you will not be able to understand anything else. These all are the real-time scenarios, because we need to handle, we should not miss any file. Paramesh, clear? Rest of the people, whoever is not clear, please confirm. Nagaraj, are you clear?
Sir, can you explain one more time briefly, not in depth, briefly you can explain.
See, briefly, please be in it first. See, this is the lower bound value. How you are saying lower bound value? Because this is my last processed value. Remember, okay? Here, this is my last processed value. Okay, this is the last processed value which I have in the table. Now, whenever I am going with the incremental copy of new and changed files, what you need to understand, this is your last processed value. Okay, if it is a last processed value, remember this is going to be your lower bound value. This is your lower bound. So I need to identify something called upper bound value. Why you need to identify upper bound value? Just let's go with a simple example. We have a number 3, last processed value you have processed up to 3. Client will tell, don't load more than 1000 records at a time. Then you need to take 1000, you need to add to the lower bound. Now what happens? 1000 or 1003, meaning so you need to load data between 3 and 1003. So whatever records we have between this range, only those records you need to load. If the records are missing, you no need to worry, you just have to update this one. Okay, 1003. So in next run for 1003, you need to add one more 1000. Next it will become 2003 records. So 2000, between 1003 and 2003, whatever records we have, you have to load. Okay, that's how the lower bound and upper bound will work. Okay, now what we are trying to do. See here, this is my lower bound value. Okay, this is what 2020, 2020, 11, 22. This is the day before yesterday date. Okay, to this date, client told, so you need to process only last 24 hours data. Last 24 hours, whatever files updated, can you bring those files? He will tell. So in that case, what you will do? Can you tell me? Last 24 hours means you just have to add 24 hours to the this particular current date and time. Okay, if we add 24 hours to this, okay, if we add 24 hours to this, can you tell me what will happen if I add 24 hours here? What will be the date and time?
11:23, 7:15.
Okay, very good. So if okay, so 2020 11 23 07 15 00. Okay, so what happens? 22 and 23 already this current date is greater than this, isn't it? So today date is 24, this is 23. So this date is already completed, right? This date and time is already, it's in a past, it's not a future, right? This upper bound is in the past. If this particular upper bound is in the past, there is no issue. You just consider lower bound is this and upper bound is this, and between these whatever files you have received, those files you can update in your target, and you update your last processed value is this. You update your last processed value is this. Okay, that's all. Second case is same. Let's imagine you have a next case is we have something like this. Last processed value is now, let's imagine 2020 11 24 07 15 00. So this is my lower bound. Okay, this is my lower.
We are losing you, Malaya. For some reason. Like, is it happening to me or everyone? We lost your voice.
Okay, 07 15 00. Now, why you should not consider this is your low upper bound value? I am going to tell you now. You please listen carefully. This is the lower bound, this is the upper bound. Now you are trying to fetch the files between these two timings, and you will load it into your target. Now you have updated last processed value is what? Please tell me what you have updated last processed value. 2020 11:25 7:15. Okay, right, this is the your last process value you updated. Okay, so just imagine we have updated your last process value is 11:25 07:15 00. Okay, but what is the current time? What is current time? Tell me. Current time is 2020 24 11 7:28. Maybe next 1 hour. In a next 1 hour, you have received one file. At 8:30, you received one file. Okay, that file, will you be able to fetch it? Will you be able to fetch it in the next run? If you are going with these statistics, now at 7:15 to next day 7:15, I already copied the files. At that time, I did not receive any file. Maybe file will come at 8:30. If the file comes at 8:30, in next run, will I be able to pick that file or not? Venkat
No.
sir, please tell me.
No, sir. No, no, sir.
Why?
Because the upper bound is ending by 7:15.
Yeah, so that's why what you need to do, when your upper bound is going beyond current date and time, if it is the greater than current date and time, then instead of taking this 24 hours added date, that is nothing but 11:25 7:15, you need to generate your current date and time, current date, current time stamp. Okay, you need to get the current time. If the date is future date, don't take future date, you just take upper bound is, let's imagine upper bound I will consider 2020 11:24 07:29 00. Now what happens is, now between these two date and time, I will fetch the files and I will load it into my target. I will update my last processed value is this. Now what happens if the file comes at after this time at 8 o'clock 8:30, doesn't matter. In next one you are going to pick all those things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Understood now?
Understood, sir. So it is dynamically taking the time, updating
Yes,
the time.
yes, we are going to take it dynamically, right?
Thank you, sir. Clear, sir. Thank you very much.
I think some people are saying they are not able to hear. Can you hear me now? Bhaskar, Krishna, Sriram, Avinash.
We are able to hear you, but in between it is getting disconnected.
Yeah, sometimes we are not able to hear you.
Is it fine now? I don't know.
Yeah,
Is
is
it
it
today
fine?
issues?
No, it's fine. We are able to hear.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
So, Malaya, I have one question. Like, let's say, what if we have two columns, one with the lower bound and one with the upper bound? And oh, at that time, okay, got it. Like at the time, we will get all the files second time also, right? Instead of that,
Mm.
we only incremental file only we need to get. Okay, got it now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Last processed value we need to have, and we need to calculate the upper bound dynamically. Okay. Clear. I hope everybody is clear. Come here. Now what happens? So I'm going to use something called set variable to calculate upper bound value. Calculate upper bound value. Okay. Then this upper bound value. Now what? I have two values or not? Lower bound and upper bound. Both I have or not? Yes, I have both. But remember, okay, I will tell you that later when we are using copy activity, because this last process value and upper bound I will calculate in a Indian standard time, India standard time. But what happens in copy activity when you are trying to identify the files between lower bound and upper bound, these date and time you need to convert into UTC time. How to convert those things we are going to see. See here, fetch files between LPV and upper bound value. LPV means last processed value, that is nothing but lower bound value and upper bound value. Once we fetch the files, we will load it into the target. Target can be anything. Okay, then we are going to update this particular last processed value by using the stored procedure. Okay, source name you just have to give for what target, what is the last processed value. Okay, these things we need to update. Now what happens once we have everything set up, for each will give one by one item. First item it will give, so just a process. Okay, cost 10, duration is 10 minutes, and last process value is that, and the sync is that. Next. Okay, so one by one item it will give, we need to process. Okay, clear? This is, now let's go to the Azure Data Factory functions. Yeah, this is very important because these functions we need to understand. There are a lot of functions, but we'll discuss one by one. So today we are going to use most of the functions, like whatever is important, because to calculate the upper bound value. Okay, don't confuse, I will explain in detail. See, convert a timestamp from the source time zone to the target time zone. Example, if you want to convert anything from India Standard Time to UTC or UTC to India Standard Time, you need to use some function called convert time zone. This is the function you need to use. This function will take timestamp. So this current timestamp is in which time zone you need to tell. Example, whatever time zone I am passing, that is there in a IST. Let's imagine it is in a IST. Then you have to say current timestamp. It is in IST. I want to convert it into the UTC. If you want to convert into UTC, you need to give your UTC. Let's say now from UTC to India, I need to convert India Standard Time. Then current timestamp should be UTC. Here you need to say this is in UTC, right? That's why you need to say here this is UTC. Here you need to put UTC. To which time zone you want to convert? IST. So that's why you need to say India Standard Time. You need to put in which format. Format is optional. You can just leave it if you want. Okay. Understood? This is the function which we are going to use to convert timestamp from UTC to India Standard Time, India to UTC timestamp. Next, convert a timestamp from the source time zone to the universal time coordinated. So convert a timestamp from the source time zone to the universal time coordinated, meaning if you want to convert, your source can be anything. This source to the UTC, we have a direct function called convert to UTC. Okay, what we have, so you just have to tell convert to UTC. Your source current timestamp is in India. You just have to tell it is the India Standard Time. If you say India time and time zone is IST, if you mention, this will be converted into UTC directly. But you don't need to use this function. Even same thing you can achieve it by using this function. But we have multiple choices actually. So I just highlighted whatever is possible. Okay, few things I included. But not only this one or two functions, we have many other functions. By using those things, you can convert the things. Okay, these two are the things we are going to use today's session with respect to the date. Let's go with the other functions. Add a number of minutes to a timestamp. If you want to add, example, I have duration. If you want to add 24 hours, then you have a add hours. If you want to add 2 days, add days. If you want to add minutes, then you have something called add minutes function in Azure Data Factory. Okay, add minutes, current timestamp. Okay, current timestamp is today date and 7:20. Now if I want to add 10 minutes, then you need to give here 20, 20, 11, 24, 7:20, 00. Then minutes, how many minutes you want to add? I want to add 10 minutes. Then the final result, what it will be? Final result, can you tell me friends, what is the final result? Timestamp is 7:20. I'm adding 10 minutes. What is my final result? Please tell me with the date and time.
7:30.
Very good. So it will be a 7:30. Now check whether an expression is true or false based on the result written a specified value. So if you want to do that, you need to have a if activity. If activity, what it is going to do? It is going to check some condition. If this condition is true, it will return a true value. If this condition is false, it will return a false value. Clear on this? Example, let's say here I will say if 10 equal to 20, 10 is equal to 20, 10 is equal to 20, no. If it is false, this value will go. If expression I'm going to say 10 equal to 10, is it true or not? Yes, it is true. So whatever value you mentioned here, that will go. Okay, so where I'm going to use this is, I'm going to use this particular if conditions to check whether the upper bound value is greater than current timestamp or not. If the upper bound value, whatever I call it calculated, that is greater than current timestamp, then what I need to do in true condition, I will use the current timestamp. Okay, current timestamp. If it is false, then I'm going to use a last processed value, like upper bound value, which I have calculated. Don't worry, I will explain in detail. Next, check whether the first value is less than or equal to the second value. Returns true when the first value is less than or equal to second value, return false when the first value is more. You see, less or equals. Let's say 10 less than or equal to 20. Is it true or false? 10 less than or equal to 20. True or false, friend?
True.
True. Okay. 10 less than or equal to 10. Is it true or false?
False.
10 less than or equal to 10 is false or true?
True.
True.
Less than or equal to. Okay. Less than or equal to, friends. Okay. Okay. Clear? It should be clear now. See, calculate upper bound value. You see first how I am going to calculate. See, last processed value is this day. Duration is 10 minutes. Upper bound I need to calculate dynamically. Now you see, this is the another. Okay. So this is see, for this last processed value, I am going to add a 600 minutes. Okay, these two things I need to take a example and I need to calculate now my upper bound value dynamically. Now you see, first thing I am going to use is, I think this everything is gone. Okay, 1 second. Let me just arrange those things. I'm not sure how these things. Okay, that's okay. Otherwise, let's do one thing. Let me just explain. Let me just keep everything and then I will explain. I thought of explaining all the points one by one, but okay, fine. See, don't confuse. It's a little bit big. Okay. So first thing I am going to do is for calculate. See, don't consider this, please, because you will have a lot of confusion if you look into this. First, tell me two things only here important. Okay. Add minutes and convert time zone. So first thing is add minutes. Why we are adding the minutes? Because for the last processed value, if you add some minutes or hours, then we can get the upper bound value. Okay, that's why we are using a add minutes. How many minutes I'm adding? You see, item dot last processed value. Let's consider first is your last processed value 20, 20, 11, 24, 7, 15. Duration is 10 minutes. If you add 10 minutes to the last processed value, in this case, what is my upper bound value? Tell me, what is my upper bound value?
725.
725. Now I need to check this 725 is the greater than sorry, less than or equal to current timestamp or not. Okay, see, first thing you understood how you are adding the duration, then what is the final value. Next, okay, keep that aside. Now we'll come to the convert time zone. So why I am converting time zone from UTC to the India Standard Time? The reason is very simple, because we don't have any function which is going to generate current India timestamp. So what you can do is you need to generate the UTC time, current UTC time. That current UTC time now you need to convert into the India Standard Time. I hope everybody's clear, right? You need to convert this one into the India Standard Time. So that's what I'm doing. UTC now. This is a function which is going to give you current UTC time. This current UTC time now I am converting into the India Standard Time. That's why that's what I explained you, this function convert time zone. This will convert any time zone to any time zone. UTC now. This is the function which is going to give you UTC time. So the source of time zone is UTC. So source is UTC. Now I need to convert into India Standard Time. See, convert time zone, current UTC, source is UTC, India. I need to convert into India Standard Time. Now I get the current IST time, because if you look at this entire function result, that is the current India Standard Time you will get. Now you already calculated the upper bound. Now you understood. Now I need to check whether this upper bound value is less than or equal to current timestamp or not. If it is a less than or equal to current timestamp, what I need to do, friend? If it is a less than or equal to current timestamp, less than means two arrows will be shown at the current timestamp, meaning current timestamp is greater. So if this condition is true, less or equal, less or equals means less than or equal to, If this condition is true, what I need to do? Tell me, friends.
Update the last processed value with the current timestamp.
Last processed value with current timestamp. No. First we need to calculate the upper bound value. Okay. See, if this condition is true, then what it is going to do is, it is going to see here our current timestamp is greater. Our current timestamp is greater means, greater means current timestamp is ahead. And the last processed value, whatever upper bound we calculate, that is in the past, if this condition is true. So in that case, what we can do, we can take the calculated upper bound value. So that's what I'm doing. So if this condition is true, I'm taking the calculated upper bound value, meaning for this last processed value, we have added the duration, that value I'm taking. If this condition is false, meaning this dynamically calculated upper bound value is going beyond current timestamp, maybe it is going to the tomorrow date, then what I need to do, if this condition failed, then I need to take the current timestamp in IST. Okay, that's what I'm taking. Okay, this is going to check whether upper bound value is less than or equal to the current timestamp. If less than or equal to current timestamp means if the upper bound value is passed, then only this condition will return true. If this condition return true, I can take the upper bound value which I calculated. If this condition false, what it means is your upper bound value is tomorrow date or some future date. That's why what I am doing, instead of taking future date, I am taking the current IST time. Okay. So please let me know if any doubts or something, because it's very important, because this is the key here. Okay, set variable, this upper bound calculation is the key for today's session. Remaining things you already know, we can quickly do the pipeline implementation, everything we can do. Please confirm, friends, whoever is not clear. Everybody is clear? Venkats are clear?
Clear, sir. Clear. Thank you.
So in both the cases, we are trying to fetch the current timestamp, right? Either false or true.
No. See, in if condition we have seen, right? This is the condition. If this condition true, you will have a first. See, this is the another. This is the true value. Okay. If this
Okay.
condition is false, this is the false value. So if this condition is true, we are taking the like calculated upper bound value. If this condition is false, we are considering upper bound value is the current timestamp, because what this condition is saying is, this condition is going to check whether you calculated upper bound value is less than or equal to current timestamp or not. Less than or equal to timestamp means your current timestamp should be greater than your upper bound. Okay, that's what we are checking. This condition is true, we are checking the last processed value, else we are taking the current timestamp.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
Okay. So let me just proceed with other things. Other things are, so how many linked service, one linked service, as I'm going to use one storage, how many data sets, as per reference points, activities I will use, all the activities which I mentioned in the overview diagram. Pipeline, one pipeline I will create, Azure integration runtime I will use. Okay. Prerequisite, what is Azure storage account, what is Azure SQL database? We need to create a SQL database to maintain the stored procedure. But you may ask, why we need to create SQL database just to maintain metadata? Because in real time, don't worry, you are going to use database or Azure Synapse. You will have one of this RDBMS system. So if you don't have Azure SQL database, you need to create all the stored procedure, everything in Azure Synapse. If you are not using Azure Synapse, you are just using Azure SQL database, you need to create a stored procedure in Azure SQL database. But ultimately, you are going to use one of this RDBMS system to maintain metadata tables, to maintain other things. Okay. So that's why today I'm just going to create Azure SQL database for maintaining the stored procedure, because we need a stored procedure which is going to update the metadata table. So we need to understand data factory, integration runtime. We already know all these things, linked server, data set, activities, and pipelines. Okay. Let's go to the required resources. I'm going to create storage account, Azure SQL Server database, and Azure Data Factory V2. Okay. Let's go and do the demo now. Fine. Let me quickly create all of those things. Okay, let's see here, SQL database. Click on SQL databases. Let's click add SQL database. Okay, free trial resource group is, let's create a new resource group. Cloud Connect BA master program 1. Click OK. Avinash, check where you are messaging, Avinash. Okay, see everything I'm creating here. Cloud Fund SQL DB1, Cloud Fund SQL Server 1, and let me enter username here. Password, confirm password, click OK. Come down. So all these things we discussed, click to plus create it. Now come here, just click portal.com. Let's create a storage account. I'm opening one more portal to create ADF. What else we need? Only our database, storage account, and ADF. Okay, let's create one more. Let's click on storage account. Let's do one thing. Just click add to create the storage account. Create drive, resource group. Let's say create. Yeah, don't want to create a new resource group because we already created. Select this existing and storage name. I will say Cloud Connect storage one. Cloud Connect storage one. Okay, let's just review plus create, and then you create the storage. Come to open portal again. Let's create data factory. Just click on data factories. Let's click add to create the data factories. Let me switch to the another subscription because it is going to the pay-as-you-go subscription. Click on data factories now. Click add to create the data factories. So free trial, now you see resource group, I will select this, and ADF I will create in a cloud funded ADF with this is BI BI1 ADF with some name you can give uniquely. Click it configuration. Okay, configure it later. Click review the split. Click review the split. Okay, this is going to create now. Okay, just click create. So database is creating and your data factory is creating. Let's go to the storage account quickly. Let's create some 3 or 4 folders and we'll upload some files in it. Okay. Let's click container. Okay. In this container I can say CSV data. Okay, let's say here's some data. What data I have, what else data we have. Next you can consider some parquet data. One second. Yeah, I have a parquet also, parquet data. Okay, let's consider only these three different containers. Okay, inside CSV data container, I will directly upload one file. I'm uploading only one file. Okay, cloud managed data set CSV. Let's upload only cust file now. When I upload, what is the last processed value, last modified date time? You can see 753. Okay, come back, go inside JSON data. Let's upload JSON file. Multi-line JSON, click upload. Okay, this is also 753. Almost at the same time, I'm uploading all the files. In Parquet data folder, I will upload the Parquet file. It is Parquet. I should have Parquet. Yavro, Excel, multi-pipe, no header, ORC, pipe tab. I don't have Parquet. Okay, no issue. Let's try to upload something else. Let's go with the ORC files. Let's do one thing. I don't want to confuse you. Let's delete because I don't have Parquet data. I should have that, but I don't know where I have kept that. Let's say it's go with the ORC data. Yavro data. I'm going with Yavro data. Let's go into this folder. Let's upload these files. What it should do? Yavro data, right? Yavro data means go to Yavro. Let's upload one file. So now I have almost all these files set with 1 minute difference. Okay, that's okay. Now I know at 7:50, from 7:50 to maybe at 8 o'clock, I will run first time and I will check what all files I have in these folders, respective folders. Okay. Now you have a data ready in your storage account. Let's go to database. Click on go to resource. You need to create the metadata now. Okay. Click set server firewall first. Let's click add client IP, save it. I think you need to turn on this. You turn on this and with this it has saved, I think. Fine, come back. Now take the server name, open Azure Data Studio. Okay, let's click here, change connection. Okay, we are not getting that. Let's do one thing. Click connect. So I'm just going to clear list. Just clearing everything. Now Microsoft SQL Server. I'm just pasting my server now. I need to authenticate by using SQL login. And username I'm just entering. And database name, let me just bring it. This is my database name. Paste this database, click connect. Login failed for user. Let's try to connect it from here. We will come to know the reason. Oh, I think I have provided username is wrong. MLL. There is no A here. Okay. So that's why just click connect now. We'll be able to connect. Okay, now you see I'm able to connect to which database? This database. Okay, I think in view. One second, I'm just checking here. One second. Let me just one second. Let me just connect here. Just click new connection. Let me connect to it. Click connect. Okay, it is connected now. So now we know in this particular database we don't have anything. Okay, completely it's empty. And now let's create our first. See, we have a two database. This is the database which I want to connect. In this database, it is going to show you if you have any tables, it is going to show you here. You see, you don't have any tables here. Okay, fine. So what we will do, just click new query. I'm here. Okay, also it is not showing, but I will check it. Fine. You see here, I will create the metadata table. Create table metadata. Okay. In this, what all things we need to take? As we discussed, source container name, varchar, source name varchar 50, and then you need to take sync target name varchar. If you don't take source and the sync, you have some problem. Source container. Problem means you will confuse between the names when we are using this S containers, sync container. Okay, this is you can say something source container. Source container, sync container, then you need to say last processed value. Last processed value. This should be a date time. Next, duration. Duration is this will be in a minutes. So this you can consider as a int or it can be anything. Okay, let's consider as a int. Now in this I want to insert the records. Insert into metadata. Values are what is my source container CSV data. Okay, the output container is going to be CSV output. In same storage I will create a CSV output container. The last processed value I will give. Okay, last processed value is same for all the tables. I think the time is something like this, right? 2020 11 24 11 24 07 52 00. Okay, so before this whatever files we have, you have already copied. So because after this time only we uploaded all the files. Now the duration I need to take is some, you can consider here simple thing is 5 minutes. What I will do, first I will calculate the files from 752 to 8 o'clock, 752 to 757. Then in next run I will check the files from 757 to 882. Next run I will check the files from 82 to 87, something like that. I will keep on searching for the files. Okay, let's take here 10. If I take 10 minutes, then what happens? It will check first time files from 752 to 8 o'clock 2 minutes. Next it will check from 8 o'clock 2 minutes to 8 o'clock 12 minutes, whatever files you have. Okay, something like that it is going to receive. Okay, let's go with easiest thing is 5 minutes. Let's go with the 5 minutes. Next, insert into metadata. Okay, values are next. The next one is JSON data folder. The output should be JSON output. The timestamp and remaining things are same. So I'll just bring that and I will keep it here. Next, same thing. You just bring it here. So you just have to see here. It's a Yavro output. Okay, just you create and run this. So we have created only these three containers. Cannot be a where, some mistake where.
Comma, I think. Insert values, comma.
Where okay, run it. So everything is completed. Okay, 3 records inserted. Okay, now we'll see. We'll look into this. Select star from metadata. Okay, run it. We are able to see all of this. Okay, let's do one thing. So now what I wanted to do, I want to go to the storage quickly and I want to upload the files again because it's a 752 we up like 752 we have uploaded some 753 we uploaded the files. So first run we will get these all files. In second run what I wanted to do, I want to get the other files. Example, some from 7:57 to 8 o'clock 2 minutes I will not get anything. But for in my third run is going to be 82 to 87. Between that I should get the files. That's why I will upload the remaining one file in this storage. I hope everybody is able to understand. If anybody is not able to understand, please let me know. This is the another Avro file I am uploading. This I am uploading at what? See, 754 I uploaded. This will come in a first run. This will come in a third run. Go back. Go into CSV data. Click upload. Click here. Let's select here. This is CSV data, right? Okay, this is done. Now go back. Go to JSON data. Let's upload. What is this? This is our JSON, right? So let's select anti-JSON 2. Okay, now I have uploaded the files. Now we have the files which is uploaded in a 2 different timestamp. Now I have the database which is ready with metadata. Okay, metadata. Now I just have to create my pipeline. Go to resource. Click on author and monitor. Let's create the linked service for our SQL database and the blob stores. Click on manage. Click new to create the SQL DB. Okay, linked service. Okay, let's create the linked service for SQL database. Oh, one more thing we need, friends. We forgot to do that. What is that? Stored procedure. Okay, that we will create it. Fine. Now it's a free trial. Server name is this one, and database name is this one, and SQL authentication. I will just say this is test connection. Shit, I think it is wrong. MLLAIH. This is correct only. Connection failed. Let's check it once again. Okay, let me just enter again password.
MEA, sir, MEA. You wrote MLL.
Yeah, that's what we need to enter. I think MLLAIH. Because this is server name, this is the database. MLL AIH connection. Check the mode. See, I think I connected to the another client IP. This is not added. How come my client IP changed now? Connected to the same. I think firewall client IP is changed now. We'll see that. Oh, this is data factory ID. 1 second. This is ADF client ID. Let's see. Once I have added this, I think I will be able to connect successfully. This time I entered wrong password because I thought another password will work. Okay, now it will work. Okay, don't worry. Yeah, connection successful. You can apply. Okay. Click new. Let's create the blob storage linker service. Click continue. This is what? This is LS for Azure blob storage. Use the subscription is this and storage account name is Cloud Pandit storage one. Click create it. Okay. So now quickly we'll go and create the stored procedure and we will come back. Okay. Create proc metadata underscore USP as begin end. Okay. Now what you need to do, you just have to use here this what you need to do, update, right? Update. What table you need to update metadata? Set, I want to set last processed value. I want to set it as a LPV. Okay, where source container, where source container equal to @SC. Okay, like you can say container name. So you need to define those two parameters here, @LPV, last first value date time, next @container name. Okay, it's a varchar. Let's create this name. Okay, this is clear. Okay, this is clear, right? So we need to do only this change. Now, linked service is there. Come to author tab. Remaining things you know, so I will not explain each and everything in detail. So I will just quickly create all of those things. Only I will explain is variable. Okay, set variable. See, pipeline is PL underscore data. Incremental file copy. Let it be this pipeline. Come here. So first activity that we need to use is lookup. Okay, bring the lookup activity. Lookup get container. Get container list. Okay, come down, go to settings. See here, first only uncheck this. Let's create a new data set. This data set is going to read this data from SQL database. Okay, so we have here ds underscore Azure get container list. Okay, and use the linked service which you have created, not new one. Cancel this. Click the existing one, and here we can select the table and we can fire the query. So you know that, right? So you can just do whatever you want to do, but yeah, let's go with the table today because we don't have any status, inactive columns and all those things. So if you have all those things, you are going to query it, and whatever you records you want to process, only those things you are going to get it. Now I have unchecked this first only. So I will get all of those things. Now what I need to do, all of those things I need to pass it to the my for each activity. Bring the for each activity. Let's pass all these things to the for each activity. Okay. For each container I need to process. Come to settings. How will pass? What is the default behavior of for each? Okay, parallel. Okay, see this is the lookup activity dot output dot what value. Finish. So I want to execute today sequentially. Default behavior is batch. Okay, that's why I want to execute a sequential. Just go inside for each. Here, what I want to do, I want to use set variable, right? Just bring the set variable. If you want to use the set variable, remember what you need to do. Go, come back, click on this canvas. Here, these are a pipeline parameters, you know, right? In the same way, we need to create a pipeline variable. Okay. Here, I will say up or down value. What type of value it is? String. Okay. So because we have only boolean array and string, it's a string. Go inside this set variable. Okay, let it be like, let's say calculated for bound value. Okay, let's click variables. Click here. This is the variable. So to this variable, what value you want to set? That value I want to get it dynamically. Just click add dynamic content. First thing that I'm going to check is add minutes. Okay, click add minutes. So this add minutes will take the current time. So you need to say @item dot last processed value. Okay, I need to get the last processed value. So only one time you need to put remove this. Okay, item dot last processed value comma. Here you need to say how many minutes you want to add it. So item dot duration. You know, right? So you have last processed value, duration, all these things. Okay, let's leave this as is. Let me just quickly execute up to lookup and bring the items so that you will have more clarity. Let's create a breakpoint. Let's execute up to lookup activity to get the items. So once you get items, it will be easy for me also to explain. Okay. Wow. Actually, it got failed. How come it got failed? Table be selected, table unchecked. Open. Identity table be selected from here. Let's click debug once again. What happened? Everything is fine. Okay. So it is interesting. It is failing. We see. Client with IP address this. Why IP address, client IP addresses keep on changing? Something wrong. It should not change something like this. Okay, let's add this one. This is the final one, I think. So you know the auto resolve integration runtime we are using, right? So what auto resolve integration runtime is going to do is it is going to bring the server near to your database. So that might be the issue. So that's why we are getting all these IP addresses. Save it. Now come back to your data factory. Let's debug once again. Okay, it is succeeded. Come to output. See in output side, these are our items. Okay, these are the 3 items we have. Let me just keep it here. Now what I wanted to do, let me just create everything here and we'll go there. See now what I want is in this first I need a last processed value. To this I want to add this 5 minutes. So what I need to do, add minutes. For that I need to say item dot last processed value. Okay, comma item dot duration. So I need to take these two. Okay, once I get this upper bound result, so this I need to check less or equal. Once I get this, to this I need to check less or equal. Less less or equals of. So this will take two things. One is this entire thing you can consider as one item. Okay, one first item. In this, now I need to generate the current IST time. How to generate the current IST time? So for that we have a convert function. Okay, that I'm going to use now. Let's go in. Okay, let's remove this breakpoint. Go inside for each set variable. Click on this. So now I just added add minutes. This one. This it is going to give you the upper bound value. So now I'm going to check less than or equal to this upper bound value is okay. This upper bound value is equal to the current timestamp or not, less than or equal to the current timestamp or not. So this will take less or equal to take two arguments. One is one timestamp, next one is whatever you want to compare against what. So here I'm going to put the, see this is my first argument. So second argument, see less than or equal to means you need to have it two items. So this is my first value, upper bound value. This upper bound value is less than or equal to the current timestamp or not. I want to check. So what you need to do, convert, you need to take a function called convert time zone. See convert time zone. Okay, so keep your cursor at the end, select it, keep your cursor, move it is rotating like this. Okay, now you just click on convert time zone. I converted time zone. Okay, here I'm going to say current UTC time. How to generate current UTC time? You have a direct function UTC now. You can type it or you can search it here, UTC now. You just select it. So UTC now function, right? So you need to say this is in a UTC. This is an UTC. My second argument is to which timestamp you need to convert. India standard time. I need to convert into India standard time. Okay, this is my so first thing is completed. Okay, first thing is completed. I have convert time zone UTC now. This is in UTC now. I want to convert into India standard time. Okay, less or equals, understood, less or equal, this will give you true or false. Now what you need to do, if you need to use a here if condition, if this condition is true, if this condition is true, I need to put some true value here. If this condition is false, I need to put the false value. Okay, with this you just take this result, now put this in a one notepad. It will be easy for me to explain here. To remove this and you just copy this. Okay, you just put it here. See now what is the true? If it is a true, what it means is if the upper bound value is less than current timestamp, in that case I need to just give the upper bound value. If the upper bound value is less, less than current timestamp, I need to give the upper bound value. If it is a false, meaning if the upper bound value is greater than current timestamp, then I need to take upper bound as a current timestamp. So I'm just giving this. Okay, so this is how you need to give all of this. Okay, just to give all of this. Oh, put it here. Click finish. Okay, till here let's try to debug whether everything is working or not. We will see. I just debugged, we'll see. Lookup is succeeded, for each is received all the items, so it is calculating. Yeah, everything is fine. We'll see upper bound value now. See upper bound value is, we know 752 we have updated, so it is giving 757. Understood? It is giving 757 to all of these. Okay, this is clear. Now go. Okay, after set variable activity, what I want to use, I want to use a copy activity, copy data. So from where to where you want to copy data? So I want to copy data from block to block. So you just use block. So CSV, you can say this is a TS for Azure block storage source. use this linked service, and you just check this. A CSV, even though I have a Yavro and other file formats, I'm just considering as a CSV. Just click OK. Container name I want to pass dynamically, as you know. Okay, come to sync. Let's click sync. Sync also blob storage. I want to select CSV as it is. I want to load this. I can say DS5 blob storage. It's a sync. Use the existing linker service which you have. So check this. This container also I want to pass dynamically. Now I have source and sync. Let's create the parameters for dataset parameters. How to create? Click on this dataset parameter. Click parameter. Here you need to give the source container. Or you can say source name. Go to connection. You use this container here. That's all. Okay. So this is done. Go to sync. Go to parameter. Let's create a sync name. Let's come to the connection. Let's use the sync name here. Okay. Now go to pipeline. So in pipeline, you see you have a source side and the sync side. Source side, what name I need to pass? Item dot source container. I need to say item, item dot source container. Okay, you can just click add dynamic content and you can add, or if you know everything, you can directly paste it. Okay. Here I need to paste my sync container. Copy sync container. You say here @item dot sync container. Okay. Now source side, whenever you are selecting only folder, then you need to select the wildcard file path. Okay. All the files we need to bring. So now here the catch. So do you want to fetch everything or based on the last modified date? So based on the start time and the end time, based on the lower bound and upper bound, start time and end time, lower bound and upper bound. What is this start time? Start time is the our last, like our item dot last processed value. That is going to be our start time. Okay. So here I need to say first, this is in IST. I need to convert to UTC. Convert to UTC. Okay. Convert to UTC. This here I need to pass item dot what I need to do. I need to say last processed value. Copy this and paste it here, comma item dot last processed value. Here I need to say into which time zone you want to convert. This is in India time zone. Whatever last processed value I have, that is in India time zone. That from India time zone to I need to convert into UTC. The reason is this particular lower bound and upper bound, whatever we are providing here, it will support only UTC format, like UTC. It will consider even if you pass IST, if you're not telling it is if it is IST, it will consider as a UTC. So how you can tell it is IST is you need to India time, you need to convert into IST. This is the problem in this. India and time. Okay, so I'm just saying convert to UTC last processed value India standard time. Okay, understood? You just create all the dynamic content in your notepad and paste it, because this will hang like anything. Okay, just finish it now. So my upper bound also I need to do that. So add dynamic content. What is your upper bound? Upper bound value is here. Okay, but first you need to say this upper bound also in IST. So you need to convert into IST, convert to UTC. Convert to UTC. What is the first argument? So how you will get the upper bound value? Upper bound value you already assigned to your upper bound variable. Okay, just use this variable. This variable is in a IST. You need to tell as a second argument. It is testing. Here I need to pass the second argument India. Whatever date I am passing date times, and India Standard Time. Okay, convert it. So this current whatever value I am passing, that is India Standard Time, that I need to convert into UTC. So now it will be converted. Okay, so everything is done. Once you have copied the data, once you have fetched the files and loaded, then you need to update that value by using stored procedure. Okay, use the stored procedure. Bring the stored procedure. So this stored procedure will accept. Okay, use this linker service. Select your stored procedure. This is stored procedure. Import it. What parameters it is going to take? 2 parameters. What are those? Container name. What is, how you will pass container name? How you will pass on this for each dot. You need to say container name is source container. Click OK. Come down here. Last processed value. So what is your last processed value? Last processed value is going to be your upper bound value. Okay, just pause this. That's all. Okay, that's all, friends. Last processed value is going to be upper bound value. Okay. Now what happens? Okay, now carefully observe all the things now. Okay, now see. Select star from metadata. So in this metadata, I have a 752 up to 752. I have the last processed value. So after this 752, for 752, what I'm doing, I'm adding 5 minutes. Then it will become a 757. So from 750 to 757, whatever files comes, those files I will load it into my target first. Let's do that. Let's click debug. We are running sequentially, one by one will happen. See for each, so for each calculated upper bound, then it is running copy data activity. Once this is done, it will execute your stored procedure activity. So for which table it is passed, you see here, this is for, there is no information here for which file we are passing source container. Where is it? Just refresh this. Now we need calculated upper bound stored procedure but failed. Why stored procedure but failed? Click on this to see. God, with this IP addresses are changing this. I'll look into this issue, but I will come here. I don't know why IP addresses are keep on changing. Okay, so even if you run, there is no use because you will not be able to observe anything. Because your stored procedure is not updating, your data will be loaded, but your upper bound value will not be updated in the metadata table. That's why I'll just delete the output files, output folders which are creating, and then I will reset, like I will rerun my pipeline. So let's cancel this otherwise. Okay, meanwhile, whatever folders, output folders created, you just delete those things. Okay, deleted. Now you see, I just resetted everything. Now pipeline also resetted. Okay, now debug option came. See, you don't have any output containers as of now. Okay, one more output container. Okay, let's delete this also. Okay, now we will not have any issue, I hope. Let's click debug now. So the metadata again same, because even you can run it and check the metadata still 752. Okay, once I copy it successfully, then my stored procedure should run, stored procedure should update this 752 to 757. See all of those things. Wait friends, because jobs are queuing. What is the reason? We are getting some issue today, so I see a lot of 5 addresses. It is trying. Basically, what happens is in data center, if the server is not available, right, it will try to get the server from another data center. So that's why when it is keep on changing the server, the IP addresses are keep on changing. I think issue from the backend data centers. It is happening today. Copy activity is taking too much time. The job is queued, not running. That is the main issue. If it is running, it will be quick. Yeah, I think copy activity succeeded, stored procedure succeeded, and for next thing it is running. Okay, now we'll go and do one thing. Let's go here and check how many files it is copied to your CSV output. How many files it should copy as per our understanding? 752 to 757. How many files we uploaded, friends? 752 to 757. We uploaded only custody.csv. Only that particular file it should copy into the CSV output. We'll see that. See custody.csv came. We'll go to metadata table and let's check. Select star from metadata. You see this is updated to 757 last as well. Now it is running for the next table, that is JSON data or something. Let's check whether it is running or not. So next time what we will do, instead of going with the sequential, let's go with the parallel. So once we get the server, immediately our job will run instead of waiting till this much time. Copy activity succeeded. For which table this is? This is for the table details are not here. Let's go to your output. Come here. I think it's for JSON output. Let's refresh. So in this, we got the JSON output. In the JSON output also, we are going to get only one file. See, we got this CP multi JSON 1.json. Why? Because this is the first file we have uploaded into JSON data folder. See 753. This is also between the 752 and 757. That's why this file also came to your JSON output. Okay. Now our final, let's come to metadata table and run it. You check here. This is also updated to 757. Now we need to go with the final one. I think let's see, final one is running. Yes, this is also job is queued. Now it is going to run. Next we will go with the parallel. Okay, don't worry, everything will finish quickly then. Five more minutes. It is in progress. Now you see it's duration, it's updated. Now it is copying the our third file also. Yeah, third file also copied and it is updating the stored procedure. Stored procedure job also queued. Okay, that's okay. Let's go to storage account. Let's refresh. We'll see our Avro output. Go to Avro output. Our first Avro file will come. See CP Avro.avro1.avro file. Okay, now you understood. So now come here. Let's update. Let's check the metadata. Now you see this is also updated. Now if I run next time, so between what time to what time it will try to fetch the files? Tell me friends, what time to what time it is going to fetch the files?
8 to it will last processor value. 5 minutes it will land.
8 to, okay, 8 o'clock 2 minutes, from 7:57 to 8 o'clock 2 minutes. But we know we don't have any files from 8 to 8 to, right? 7:57 to 8 to, see this is at 8:04. Okay, and if you go to CSV data, everything is after 8 to only 8:05. This is at 8:05. Okay, if you go to JSON data, here also we have a file at 8:05, but we don't have any files uploaded between the 7:57 to 8:02. We don't have any files loaded between the 7:57 to 8:02. So now what I will do, I will go to for each. Let's mark it as a batch. Just execute just like that. Everything will go as a parallel. We know by default it will be parallel. Just click debug now. So we'll see whether it is going to fetch any files. It is not going to copy any files, that we know. because the reason is we don't have any files between that particular upper bound and lower bound. So once this is finished, we should be able to see our metadata table. It should update to the, it should update to what? It should update to this one, this date time, right? So 8.2 it should update here. So after that, from 8.2 again I will run from 8.2 to 8.7. Between that again we have a second files. Those files it should pick. We'll see that. Okay, I think we need to wait again 1 minute. Resources are not getting immediately. We'll see. These jobs are running, so 3 copy activities finished. Let's check here copy data activity, your output itself. Okay, just click on copy data activity. Click on this copy data activity here itself. It will tell you the number of files read is 0, number of files written is 0, because we don't have any files. If you check any copy activity, same thing you'll get. Okay. Now we'll go to your metadata. Let's check the metadata. Now metadata will update to 8.2.8.2.8.2. Now I will run my pipeline once again. Okay, let's go to storage account. If you have any doubt, refresh this and check in ADF output. We will not get those files. Okay, CSV output, we will not get any files. We will go to JSON output. See here, we did not get any files. Okay, let's come to data factory. Let's click debug once again. It is running again copy activity. This time, how many files it is going to copy? Will it copy the files or not? Will it copy the files or not, friends?
It will copy.
Yes. So we have a 1.1 file. In each folder, we have a 1.1 file which is uploaded, which is loaded between 8.2 to 8.7. So that files will be loaded. So again, I think IP address issue. See, same issue. I don't know what is the reason. So we have not seen this kind of issue previous sessions, right? I'll just look into it. Let's add for now. So yes, you can save it. Yeah. But I think for one table it is updated date, and for remaining tables it is not updated. See, for this table it is updated to 8.7. For remaining tables it is not updated, meaning data is copied for all. Data is copied for all tables, but when it is updating stored procedure activity, it got filled. So now we will go to here in folders. We will see in all output folders we will be able to see second file came now. CIC output, second file came. JSON output, we will be able to see the second file came. Okay, now final run that I'm going to do. So in this final run, what I'm going to do now, you see here, so update metadata set duration equal to 600. So if we add 600, what is the value it will be? Like what is the upper one value here? So meaning you are adding approximately 10 hours to it. 10 hours means it will be 18 hours, 18 hours, 18 hours. So you are trying to get the max value. So now what happens when you are trying to get the max value? It will not take the max value. Instead of that, it is going to take the current timestamp. We'll check whether it is going to take the current timestamp or not. Refresh this. So this IP address issue, I think issue from their end, I'm not sure. I will check on this because you know, right? So we did not get this kind of issue previously. We are getting this issue today only. Now you see our stored procedure is executing, copy activity is ran, stored procedure is going to execute. So stored procedure is queued. Okay, that's okay. But we know we don't have any files after 8 o'clock, like yeah, after 8.7 we don't have any files, so files will not copy. But you come here, stored procedure. So as per our discussion, 600 minutes means 18 like 18, right? It should be not 8 o'clock, it should be 18. Okay, 6 p.m. it should be, right? Now we'll see it will not go to that much time, it will go to the current timestamp. See 842, 842, 842. because the current timestamp is 842. Okay, even though you have given 600, meaning you add the 10 hours to it is not adding, because that is the future date. It is not adding to it. It is maximum. It is taking up to 842 current timestamp. Understood this? So I have explained all the scenarios that we have discussed in the slides. Please let me know, friends, if you need any clarity. Everybody is clear on these things? Okay, if no questions, that's all, friends. Thank you.